Hey everybody, welcome back to Row Country. Today we're doing a Trash to Treasure Valentine's 2020 easy last minute DIY. What I really love about this is one of these is actually double duty. You're going to want to pick up one of these packs of treat sacks from the Dollar Tree. Also, that larger paintbrush and some Waverly White chalk paint will be used. I'm using some thumbtacks. You can use gold. I'm using silver. I'm also using some scrap wood that I had in a scrap pile. It's about 1 inch by 5 inches wide square. And I'm also going to be using some wax paper. I didn't show it, but I also need some regular old white school glue. Okay, so we're going to start by actually painting these pieces of wood all the way around, top, sides, and then of course the other side, so a top bottom. You want to give it one really good coat. What I love about Waverly's chalk paint is that it does just that. It does give a really good coverage, and it will even cover the knots in this wood, so I really like it. So go ahead, give that a really good coat all the way around, and then we're going to go ahead and set it aside to dry. Now while that's drying, go ahead and get yourself a piece of wax paper. We're going to put this down to protect the surface because we're going to be using some white school glue. Now I don't know about you, but when I picked up these bags, I had a different intention for these, but then I found that the hearts did not line up. So we are going to take these apart where they are sewn together, and I'm showing you there how it's sort of sewn. You'll want to take some scissors, or maybe you have a hem cutter. I'm not a seamstress. I don't have something like that. So I just took a pair of scissors, went underneath the thread, and I started snipping in different places, and then I started pulling apart the thread from the bag itself. Once you get that done all the way around the 3 sides, you'll want to unknot the little strings that made this a cinch bag and put that aside. You're not going to need it today. However, we still have this off-center heart to deal with. So I really just decided to take a measurement at the point where the heart was closest to the edge, and then that ended up being about 1/4 of an inch for me. So I came around the heart at the highest or tip, and I went ahead and measured out and marked with my pen on the back of this bag about 1/4 inch. And I'm just going to cut this into a 1/4 inch square all the way around this heart. Now, once I have the heart in a square, that's going to allow me to now center it on the piece that I'm going to place on the bottom. So we will do sort of the same thing. We're going to trim this bag down. We're going to cut off the edge there at the top where the cinch used to be, and then we'll work on it as a rectangle at first. So you'll just want to trim it down just a little bit. We're going to then want to try to get this heart centered on top of it, on top of the piece of wood. But I want to fray this as though it were burlap. So I'm taking white school glue, and this reminds me of, I don't know, 3rd or 4th grade craft sessions in school, and this really brought back some memories. But I'm bringing back this white glue, and I'm sort of just giving it an edge around the heart, leaving most of the upper part of it and on the sides where I trimmed it before. I'm leaving that not covered in glue. I'm bringing my tip of my glue, and I'm bringing the glue into the center or near into the heart. And what that's going to do, that's going to allow us then to start fraying this, give it a frayed edge on both the heart piece and then the regular piece that we are setting behind it. But that glue where we put it is going to stop it from fraying. So we're only going to be able to fray it to a certain point, and then it'll stop because we put this glue on. So do this around the edges. You use whatever measurements you think work best for your piece of wood, and then we'll set it aside to dry. Now, while that is drying, I'm going to go ahead and start working on that second piece of scrap wood that I had. And I used my Cricut and I made some decals to put on this wood. Now you'll notice one is red and one is green, and that is because this second piece is going to be double duty. The front is going to have the decal with the number 14, which of course represents Valentine's Day. And then the green one will serve as double duty. We'll put that on the back, and that is actually the number 17, which is going to represent St. Patrick's Day. So what I love about this is I was able to get two pieces of decor out of one little piece of wood, and it's going to give me the jump off point for my St. Patrick's Day decor. Now that I have the decals weeded, I'll put those aside and we'll come back and work on this burlap heart decor piece. So we're going to go ahead and start fraying the heart piece first, and you'll see it comes apart very easily, and you're going to want to do that all the way around all four sides. Give it that frayed edge, but it's only going to fray up until the point where you put down some glue. So you'll do that all the way around. Then we'll start working on the piece underneath, and we want to trim this down first. That's why I didn't put glue too close to the edge, because I knew I was going to want to trim it down so that it was more of a square. But once we get it to the size that is perfect for this piece of wood, we go ahead and we fray that as well. Now I did not wait for mine to dry completely. That's why you see some of that in the coloration that you do. But afterwards, the glue dries and you don't see that. So we're going to first use 4 of these silver thumbtacks, and we're going to put one in each corner of this piece of burlap bag, one there, and then of course I pull it down nice and taut and I go into the corner, and we'll go all the way around, and then we come back with the heart on top and we repeat the process. Now I'm really liking the look of the double duty thumbtacks, but if you wanted to just glue the top piece down to the bottom piece, you could totally do that too. That would be super cute as well. All right, so we're gonna bring back the decals now, guys. And so I wanna first put on the number 14 for Valentine's Day. With my Cricut, I always use this Duck brand clear contact paper, but before I use it, I actually take off a lot of the stickiness by putting it right over top of my arm. That helps me to get the decal transferred, but it prevents my painted surface from having the paint pull up, especially since this is, fairly fresh paint, a paint job that's pretty fresh. So we don't want that to peel up. Okay, so we just sort of put that down in the center, and then I'll use my little Cricut squeegee and we'll put this decal on. Now these decals, I use the font from dafont.com. It's free for personal use, and it is in the font Magnolia Sky, and it is beautiful. It is a beautiful font, perfect for farmhouse signage, and I just absolutely love it. So like I said, this piece though for me is going to serve double duty, and I love that so much. So the number 17 will go on the back of this piece of wood, and again, Magnolia Sky, the number 17 for St. Patrick's Day. So while I get this last decal down, I just want to take a moment to say hi to my returning subscribers. Thank you guys so much for your continued support of my little channel. I cannot thank you enough. And if you're new here, why don't you consider hitting that subscribe button down below and becoming a member of the Country family here on YouTube. Guys, didn't these turn out super cute? I love, love, love this on my buffet in my living room. And one of those is going to turn around for St. Patrick's Day. I just love that. Trash to Treasure DIY today, guys, for Valentine's 2020. Super easy last minute stuff that you can do today. While you're here, go ahead and watch another video, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Until next time, guys, bye.